Welcome to the Inspiration Nation series. You'll hear from industry leaders and learn about what inspires them, what actions they're taking in regards to COVID-19, and they'll share some insider secrets regarding their industry and let you know how you can take advantage of them. I'm your host, Taylor Quinn, CEO of Filmspire. Let's get started. Hi everyone, we have a very special show for you today. We typically interview a lot of folks in the business and corporate world, but today we get to look into the nonprofit world. So I want to welcome to the show Mindy Conklin. She's the founder and executive director of Hitting Cancer Below the Belt. Mindy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Taylor. It's an honor. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Mindy, let's get started. One thing that's really important for the show is laughter and humor. So we want to know what's really inspired you to laugh recently. I think you had mentioned or sent me this photo that looked really funny. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. My daughter just got married last year, September 2019. And my 80-year-old mother was having so much fun. She always has fun. But she was enjoying the music, and one of my nephews decided to jump in and have a good time with her as well. So on the dance floor. So it just makes me smile and it makes me laugh.
So Mindy, tell us about yourself. So tell us who you are, what is Hitting Cancer Below the Belt, and then how has really COVID-19 really impacted your nonprofit? What things have you had to do differently because of it?
Yeah, well, I got married at a really young age and had 20 years with my first husband, Mindy Conklin. I had a career as a mental health substance abuse therapist, raising 2 children. And my husband at age 41 was then diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. And I did not have cancer in my family history, neither did he. So it was quite a shock, and we didn't know that he was having symptoms. At least I didn't know he was having symptoms. He didn't tell me he was having any issues. So, let's just say time stopped. But at the same time, time went on very quickly. It was very, weird 16 months of saying goodbye. Just all these things that just hit you, when you're facing your mortality. And he passed away at age 43. So, I resigned from my job about 6 months after he passed away. Wasn't sure what my next direction in life was going to look like. But I knew I couldn't continue to be with patients, with clients, because I wasn't whole. I was still going through the grieving process. And then I realized that nobody at the time, this is in 2011, was talking about colon health, gut health, colorectal cancer. And I thought, you know what, I can do something about this. I can at least raise awareness about this disease. It is the second cancer killer in our country, in men and women. A lot of times we get the question such as, wait, women can get colorectal cancer too? Yes, they can. The colon is just your large intestine. And we all have large intestines. So yes, women can get colorectal cancer. And unfortunately now, diagnosis is rising considerably in the under 39-year-old population. And we can attest to that. We have lots of folks that we come across who are suffering or have passed, and they are well under the age of 40. So just within the last 8 years, our organization has really felt this huge urgency and sense of a need, a huge need across the whole state. We're getting requests from across the whole state, not only for education, but for screening services and that sort of thing, which we do offer. So that brings us to today, and Hitting Cancer Below the Belt, we also go by HCB2, the acronym, is a colon health cancer prevention organization, and we really focus on prevention and early detection, which is the screening piece of the organization.
So tell us, we're living kind of in a new world of COVID-19. So how has COVID-19 really impacted your nonprofit?
Yeah. Well, we're virtual now. So, and we continue to be so, again, because we work with a compromised community. So it's best not to meet in person. However, Our screening initiatives have increased, actually. We fund 5 free clinics here locally. They're colorectal cancer screening programs. We not only fund them, we created them with the help of Health Brigade, which is a large free clinic here. And then we took that model and took it to other free clinics. So they're ordering their kits, because the beautiful thing about in-home screening, it's in-home. You can mail the kit back if you need to, or have a drop box out there. So that's a beautiful thing. And we've added a new, actually, FQHC in the Loudoun County area just this year, because they're also in need of reaching their patients. And so they are wanting colorectal cancer screening kits and testing strips and that sort of thing. And we're helping with that.
So Mindy, really big part of this show is educating people, really giving folks some inside knowledge about your world, your sphere, the things that you know about. And I'm sure education is a huge part of what you do at Hitting Cancer Below the Belt. So if you could kind of like tell us and educate us, like what is one thing you could teach us today?
In regards to colorectal cancer, that you can be stage 3 and you could be stage 3, possibly even stage 4, and really have no symptoms or minimal symptoms. There are symptoms that, and the reason why I say no, you're having symptoms, but you just kind of disregard them as not all that important, or that's just the way it is. I think people are surprised to hear that. In regards to colorectal health, that gut-brain axis is really becoming more mainstream right now. And I think people are starting, I think folks in the fields, if you will, the mental health field, as well as the, the wellness field, I think people are understanding this, but, the lay person out there may not understand that maybe some of the moods or the emotions or the disturbances in mental health and whatnot may be a gut issue. It may be a gut issue, and actually looking at what you're eating is always the very first thing I think that you need to look at. When you are going to see a medical provider, it's really important to also look at what you're eating on a daily basis.
So Mindy, the next question for you is, now that we've kind of been learned a lot about colorectal health and cancer in that area, what's something people should take action on? What's something you want people to do who maybe are watching this video, this episode? What action do you want to really inspire?
You know what? Just being mindful. And it comes back to, kind of that same thread of being very present in your day and just being really mindful. Just if you're driving home from work, are you gripping the steering wheel? You might be stressed and thinking about all kinds of things. Release the grip a little bit. Do some deep breathing. Ruminating over the same negative commentary is not going to solve a thing. However, releasing the steering wheel, deep breaths, sitting back and being mindful and being very present will help the body prepare to make whatever decision it has to make. And I keep going back to those types of concepts because stress is we now know that stress causes inflammation in the body, which literally every disease, whether it's an autoimmune disease or if it's a virus or if it's cancer, thrives in an inflamed environment.
Mindy, if people wanted to get in touch with you, how's the best way to do that?
Just via email. So it's mconklin, CONKLIN @hcb2.org.
We're wrapping up the show here, Mindy, and we would love to know, is there a favorite inspirational quote that you have? Would you mind sharing that with us today?
Yeah, I love Romans 12:2. It was life-changing, which is basically, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the total and complete renewal of the mind. I'm still a therapist at heart, cognitive behavioral therapist, and I truly believe that I think a lot of times those negative comments that just kind of ruminate in our head causes us more stress than necessary.
Mindy, thank you so much for being on the show. I know I've learned a lot today. I'm sure our guests will have learned a lot. Again, Mindy, thank you for being here and joining us.
Thank you so much, Taylor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care and hope you have a good day.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. If you found any value in this video, please like it and consider sharing it. Filmspire is changing the game in video marketing, and I'd like to share how you can increase your customers' brand knowledge about yourself by 95%. If you'd like to learn more, contact me through this platform or visit my website at filmspirevideo.com.